Hello. We did what industry is, what is the type of industry, what industry does for us. Then we saw what is commerce and how commerce is helping industry. So let me recap it. In industry, what are we doing? We are doing manufacturing and production. That is it. It includes manufacturers and producers. What are they doing at this stage of that at this very first stage of production is that they are producing goods and services as well, and but here only the finished good is ready. Then comes commerce into picture. When the good or the service is ready, it is moved further for actual usage of that good and services. Who is going to use that good and service? That is the ultimate consumer. The commerce is one sector of business which brings manufactured goods to the consumers. That means it is a very important linkage between goods manufactured by manufacturers, the industrialist, and it is helping to bring those finished goods down to customers. Commerce means trade. That means the people, those who are doing business activity of commerce, what are they doing? They are purchasing those finished goods from the industrialist. They are further moving those finished goods to wholesalers. Wholesalers are selling it to retailers, and the retailers are finally selling it to consumers for final usage or final consumption. Here, the goods might also be sold to uh, further industries or further manufacturers, those who are for them it is a raw material. Okay, so this is the third. I don't remember the fourth part. I'll be updating the uh, proper title. I'll just see it. It is going to be a fourth part, I believe. Here we are doing what are the broad categories of commerce. We just said commerce is, a link between industrialist and consumer, but it is a very, wider scope. We need to understand there's lots of working under commerce which is going on. Why it is a wider scope. For an example, if the goods are produced in Assam, for an example, tea bags are produced there. It is supposed to be transported to Mumbai, so it's a long chain. When same tea bags are to be exported to UK, how it is going to happen? It is not just one sector of commerce which is included, it is a vast one. This is why we are going to see the broad categories of commerce. What are they? What are other things helping commerce, that is ancillary to commerce? And we will see the importance. We will understand how industrialist, how commerce, and how traders, which we are going to do now, are interlinked. Okay, so commercial activities are broadly categorized into two, that is trade and aids to trade. Trade means it is a process. Trade is a process where goods are purchased, services are purchased, and they are sold for and with the motive of making money. So again, when the goods are purchased for reselling, यहाँ पे खरीदना और बेचना हो रहा है. It is not manufacturing or production of anything which happened in industry. Now the production is ready, goods are ready, we are just procuring them, or you are just buying them and further selling it, and there is a motive of profit. You are not buying and selling it as a gift, or you're not forwarding it as a gift. You are selling it, and there has to be sales, and there has to be consideration, because it is an economic activity. When it is set as to be economic activity, आपको फर्स्ट चैप्टर पूरा याद आ जाना चाहिए कि इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटी क्या है. To earn wealth, to earn money, there has to be sale, there has to be consideration. It is not supposed to be one time transaction, it has to be an ongoing transaction, which is why you say it is a business. Further, uh, it is a link between producers and consumers. We will see into it how. Let me go through the lines, and those points I have highlighted yellow in my screen. You know, it is better if you use those words. I've said you again and again, you have to try, you have to form a very good answer to score good. There has to be key points. Basically, we expect you to write a normal English, not a very, something very great. You have to write such thing which is understandable to the tutor, to the one who's going to check your paper, but there has to be keywords. I aim not to explain you in Hindi because you have to write your answers in English, and I pressurize you to learn them from day one and learn those keywords and get practice to speaking and understanding your subject in English, because you ultimately have to write it in English. Okay, if you understand in Hindi, you won't be able to frame it well in English, and this is going to hamper your answers. Okay, so trade is a process of purchasing and procuring of goods and services with the object of selling them at a profit. इंडस्ट्री के अंदर आपने goods को manufacture कर लिया है, goods are produced and goods are ready, they are finished goods. Now under commerce के under trade में you are purchasing those goods and you are selling them at a profit. Whom are you going to sell it? We will know it, and you will know it very soon. Trade means buying and selling of goods and services with the aim of earning profit. Here, the aim is earning profit. It's a very important word. You are not just buying in goods to keep it at your home, you are buying it to sell it further to earn profit. It involves the exchange of commodity for money or money's worth. That means आप वो सामान खरीद के बेच रहे हो और उसके against what are you getting? You are getting either money or something equally valuable as money is. So there has to be sales consideration. Okay, it is the means by which people sell those goods which they do not need. For an example, I am buying 100 of double beds furniture just to sell it. I don't need 100 of them at my place. So I am buying those goods which I don't actually need. I just have to sell them, and I have to sell them to earn profit. Trade serves as a link between producers and consumers. They help in directing the flow of goods to the most profitable market. Now, the industrialist, what are they doing? They are actually producing goods, and this is what they do all about. This is what they all know about. They might know about what consumers want, what consumers are liking, what consumers are actually seeking in their product. How do they understand? They understand from those parties to whom they are selling goods, because they bring them feedback. Those are the middlemen, those are the traders, those are the businessmen, the wholesalers, retailers, those who, it's a big channel of business people under trade. So, for an example, I am purchasing a Nike t shirt. I am in India. Indian sizes are different from other countries. So, when this Nike product is actually, if manufactured in India, so the retailers will understand. When I visit the store, I will tell this is my weight and this is my height. So, according to this is, for an example, medium is my size. They will understand this medium. What is medium size? They will understand when I give them feedback, when I tell them. They will further tell their wholesalers, and wholesalers will further communicate to their industries. This is a big chain between producer and consumer. No producer and direct consumers are connect with into like face to face connection, but there are middlemen, those who are helping producers and consumers know each other. Okay, so they help in directing the flow of goods to the most profitable market. This line means एक सामान जो इंडस्ट्री ने बनाया है वो कहाँ पे बेस्ट बेचा जा सकता है, कहाँ पे उसके लिए बेस्ट बायर्स हैं, एंड कहाँ पे ऐसे लोग हैं जो उसको खरीदने के इंटरेस्ट रखते हैं, एंड फर्दर दे आर ऑल्सो विलिंग टू pay for that product. So who knows it? The traders, the businessmen, the wholesalers, the retailers knows this better. They also bring about the equitable distribution of goods. That means retailers and wholesalers are one, those who are responsible for distributing the produced, manufactured by the industrialist. They distribute it equally. They distribute it equally into various regions and various states. In the absence of traders, producers will have to go in search of consumers. Definitely, for an example, I am a manufacturer. I have produced thousands of units but I don't have consumers. Where will I go? So I will have to go and search for consumers. Okay, trade is the nucleus of a common. What is a nucleus? Nucleus is a very important part of a cell. If you've done those basic science, and there are other components revolving around that nucleus. एक cell, our body is made up of cells. Cell के अंदर एक nucleus एक उसका बहुत important part होता है, and उस nucleus के चारों तरफ बहुत सारे और other parts revolves. So it says that trade is the nucleus of commerce. Okay, other part of commerce such as transport, insurance, warehousing, banking, and it was advertising revolves around trade. So trade is much important. Other organs which are transport, insurance, warehousing, banking, all of them revolve around nucleus. The objective of trade is to make goods and services available to those persons who need them and are able to buy and are willing to pay for them. So commerce के अंडर ट्रेड एक ऐसा प्रोसेस है. It is the one that process who has a object to bring those goods to the consumers, to the needy. और वो needy कौन है? They are the right people, those who want that good. They have money in their pocket and they're willing to pay for that. So producers cannot do this thing. Producers has much other work to do, very important work to do. They have to produce basically. उनके ऊपर बहुत टारगेट्स होते हैं, उनको डिमांड को फुलफिल करना होता है. they are very different line. So उस चीज़ को कंज्यूमर्स तक पहुंचाना और उन कंज्यूमर्स तक टाइमली पहुंचाना, एडिक्वेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में पहुंचाना. कहीं पे भी बहुत ज़्यादा सप्लाई नहीं होना चाहिए, कहीं पे कम नहीं होना चाहिए, बिकॉज दिस सप्लाई एंड डिमांड इज गोइंग टू ऑल्सो बी रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर द प्राइसेस. You must be doing economics as well. So this is the trade plays a really very important role in business and movement of goods from right from production to consumers. Okay, so trade may be classified into home trade and foreign trade. What is home trade? Home trade means selling and buying in your own country. That means selling and buying in just that same boundary. For an example, in India. So I am manufacturing in Assam and I am selling it to Mumbai. So this is just home trade. Okay. What is foreign trade? If I am manufacturing tea in Assam, but I am selling it I am exporting it to Nepal or Bhutan or UK. So that is export, or that is foreign trade basically. So the country changes, the boundary of country changes. There are in foreign trade, there are two countries that comes into picture. In home trade, just one single country, and the trade is going on between one single boundary of a country. Home trade may further be divided into wholesale and retail trade. What is wholesale trade? You already know it. Wholesalers, what do they do is वो basically किसी एक specific item में deal करते हैं. बहुत large amount में they purchase it, and वहाँ पे थोड़ा सा उनका margin भी कम होता है और बहुत nominal price पे they sell it to retailers. So they basically purchase in really big lots and hefty of orders लेते हैं ये, or they sell it to for the retailers. Retailers are the one from whom we basically go and buy those single units. Retailers छोटी छोटी quantities में purchase करते हैं और further 1 की quantities में sell करते हैं. Similarly, foreign trade may be subdivided into import, export, and interport trade. Import is when we are importing, we import petrol, we import oil. Export, we export tea, we export lots and lots of craft, we export agricultural products from India. Interport trade is when we are importing, we purchase, we import, and we don't use it in our country, we further export it and we book a profit. So these various types of trades are described below. So I've just explained you all of them and I'm going to read it. It's very simple. Just one read is enough for you to understand. Okay, so home trade is also known as domestic trade or internal trade. Okay, it means buying and selling with the geographical boundaries of one country. Both the buyer and seller belong to the same country. For example, trade between Bombay and New Delhi is a home trade. Payment in this type of trade are made in currency of the country. So like this is important point. Payment कैसे होगी? दोनों parties, they are from the single geographical boundary of one country, so it is going to be the currency of that same country. Okay. Home trade is wholesale trade and retail trade. What is wholesale trade? It implies buying and selling of goods. So in whole trade, what is, we say we are retailers. My father is a trader. What does that mean? Your father is a trader. That means he's trading in some of the goods, okay, and which is buying and selling some of the goods. So it implies buying and selling of goods in large quantities. Goods are sold to industrialists, industrial users, or institutional buyers. Traders engaged in whole trade are also called wholesalers. The wholesaler buys goods in large quantities directly from the producers and sell them to other dealers. He serves as a connecting link between the producers and the retail, retailers. Basically, whole trade acts as a link between producer and seller. So whole trade is a part of a home trade is a part of, you know kind of a trades. So it is also a link between producer and retailers. So why more being specific, wholesalers are producing from producers at a very large quantity, and they are selling it to retailers. Okay. He serves as a connecting between producer and retailers. The wholesaler specializes in a limited variety of goods. Okay. A wholesaler generally has to keep a large stock of goods. He usually sells goods on credit, therefore, a huge amount of capital required in wholesale trade. For an example, today I open up a new business of selling furniture. अब फर्नीचर के अंदर भी if I am just dealing in one kind of a marble tables, and this I have a really 50 or 60 or maybe 100 kind of a retailers under me, and I am booking lakhs and lakhs of marble tables. So I am basically, what am I doing? I am purchasing in bulk to sell it to retailer. I am limited variety, that means I am just dealing in one kind of a furniture, and I have to actually maintain a lot of stock, so that anytime I add up five new retailers, they can come up with, they want 50 tables. I should have that stock with me. And since it is a huge sale, huge higher units of sold here, so we definitely have to give it on credit. For an example, if I am selling 50 tables and the amount comes out to be 20 lakhs, so I am keeping 10 or 20% of the amount, and rest I have to give credit. And that credit is, you receive that money in around in a credit period of 2 months or 3 months. So here lot of money is blocked. I again have to put up that big stock, and I am going to sell it at credit to my retailers. So I need more capital when I do a whole trade business. So therefore, a huge amount of capital is required in whole trade. Okay, retail trade. It involves buying and selling of goods in small quantities. Traders engaged in retail trades are called retailers. A retailer buys goods from the wholesalers and producers and sells them directly to the ultimate consumers. For an example, these earphones I am using, I just want one. I will go to the this is from iPhone. I'll go to iPhone. I'll be buying just one. But though, because that shopkeeper is a retailer, he's going to sell just one. I'm going to sell just going to buy just one. This retailer must be having 50 or 1000 earphones at his shop. I don't need them. I'm just one ultimate consumer. That retailer is not going to sell it to further retail. This retailer must have bought those 1000 earphones from a wholesaler. Okay, so a retailer buys goods from the wholesaler and producers and sell them directly to the ultimate consumer. Yes, retailer can directly go and buy it from producers as well if retailer feels it comfortable. If retailer is getting good enough price from the producer directly, he can go and buy it from directly from producer. Okay, he serves as a connecting link between wholesaler and consumer. Okay, he generally keeps a wide variety of goods and maintain personal contacts with consumers. Retail trade is the final stage of distribution. You know, there are some particular shops जहाँ से आप specifically कपड़े लेने जाते होंगे. हर मदर के पास कुछ ना कुछ ऐसी particular shops होती हैं जहाँ पे that means those retailers are keeping that close personal contact with you or your family or your mother. तो वो उनसे regularly purchase करते रहते हैं. तो this retailers जब इस goods को प्रोड्यूसर मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं, होलसेलर्स के पास आते हैं, होलसेलर से रिटेलर के पास आता है, रिटेलर अल्टीमेट कंज्यूमर्स, फॉर एग्जांपल वी दोज आर बाइंग जस्ट वन यूनिट, उनको वो सेल कर देते हैं. सो हियर कम्स द एंड ऑफ दैट साइकिल ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर आइटम which starts directly from production to once it once it is in the hand of the ultimate consumer. And this is the final stage of distribution. That means जब retailer अपना सामान consumer को दे देता है, वो जो final step है, that is the final step of movement of one good right from manufacturer to ultimate consumer. See, these lines are important. Final stage of distribution. You can get question like this also, though I don't expect at this level for them to put up a question, such an indirect question for you to explain something about final stage of distribution. Students might just keep on thinking what is it is. But if you learn this line, final stage of distribution, definitely आप वहाँ पे जाके लिखोगे retail trade is the final stage of distribution. ये एक बहुत अच्छा impression डालेगा आपके आंसर में. Okay. So what is foreign trade? Foreign trade is also known as external trade or international trade. It refers to buying and selling of goods and services between two or more countries. So here it includes two or more countries. So like it is exceeding the geographical boundary of your country. In foreign trade, a businessman is one country buys from or sells to another businessman in a different country. Okay. Foreign trade provides a very wide market for the distribution of product. It enables a country to concentrate on the production of goods for which, okay, I let me explain you this first. What is comparative advantage theory? वो एक जो कंट्री है उसको वही चीज़ बनानी चाहिए जो वो उसको बेस्ट प्रोड्यूस कर सकती है. दैट मीन्स कोई एक कंट्री जिसके पास उसकी लैंड के ऊपर जिस तरीके के रिसोर्सेज है उसको वही चीज़ अपनी कंट्री में अपनी लैंड पे प्रोड्यूस करनी चाहिए जो जिसके उसके रिसोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं, ईजिली अवेलेबल हैं और कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव हैं और उस चीज़ को बनाने का जो ओवरऑल कॉस्ट आ रहा है वो मिनिमम हो रहा है. सो अगर हर कंट्री अपने अपने आइटम्स में फोकस करे तो दे विल प्रोड्यूस देयर रेस्पेक्टिव प्रोडक्ट्स एट अ वेरी लेस कॉस्ट. Okay, it enables a country to concentrate on the production of goods for which it is best suited. Okay, क्योंकि फॉरेन ट्रेड है, गुड्स आप जो आपको चाहिए जो आप बना नहीं सकते वो आप इंपोर्ट कर सकते हो क्योंकि फॉरेन ट्रेड है. फॉरेन ट्रेड जैसी चीज़ हमारे पास अवेलेबल है, जो आप बना रहे हो उसको आप इंपोर्ट नहीं करोगे. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज इट enables the country to concentrate on what you can produce because the other things which you want you can import. Every country can obtain the articles which it cannot profitably produce at home. जो वो profitably मतलब जिसको बनाने में उनको कॉस्ट बहुत ज़्यादा लग रहा है उसको वो बाहर से खरीद सकते हैं, इम्पोर्ट कर सकते हैं, can obtain from those articles. Special problems such as international means of transport. यूके से सामान आना है, यहाँ से टी यूके एक्सपोर्ट करनी है, it is actually a big problem. It is actually a big problem because it is riskier. It involves shipping and airways. It will go either through waterways or it will go through air. So foreign currency, licensing, government rules, regulation, marine insurance, etc. are involved in foreign trade. Like it's a big deal actually foreign trade. और जो problems उसमें face करी जा सकती हैं वो ये है. Okay. Export trade, it implies the sale of goods to foreign countries. For example, tea exported from India to UK. Import trade refers to purchase of goods from foreign countries. For example, India buys petrol from Iran. Export, it means importing, buying goods from one country for the purpose of exporting them to other country. For example, India imports certain commodities from European countries and exports it to Nepal and Bhutan. This type of trade is also known as re-export trade. Okay, so commerce के अंदर क्या है, ट्रेड है एंड एज टू ट्रेड. एज टू ट्रेड मीन्स कैसी कौन सी चीज़ें हैं जो ट्रेड को होने के लिए हेल्प कर रही है. ट्रेड मतलब बाइंग एंड सेलिंग ऑफ गुड्स फ्रॉम फॉर अर्निंग प्रॉफिट. तो ये जो ट्रेड हो रहा है इसको ट्रेड कैसे होगा, बाइंग सेलिंग करेंगे उसके साथ हमें बहुत सारी हेल्प चाहिए होगी. व्हाट वेयर डू वी गेट दैट फ्रॉम एज टू ट्रेड. What is trade? Home trade and foreign trade. Wholesale trade, retail trade, import, export and import is your foreign trade. Okay. Aids to trade. Let me just give you very brief about this, what aid to trade is, and I'll be explaining this in detail in the second another part. This video will go very long for you. For aid to trade means और जो incidental activities होती है, ancillary auxiliary activities होती है, जो trade को होने में, उसको successfully होने में help करती है. For example, टी को इंडिया से एक्सपोर्ट करना है यूके पे, कैसे होगा? We want transportation facilities. So transportation is one that is important. इसके बिना कैसे आप ट्रेड करोगे, कैसे चीज़ों को मूव करवाओगे? फेयर हाउसिंग, जैसे कि वीट है, राइस हैं, ये चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो थ्रू आउट ईयर खाई जाती हैं, इसकी डिमांड थ्रू आउट ईयर होती है, बट प्रोडक्शन इज लाइक इट हैपन्स जस्ट इन फ्यू मंथ्स ऑफ द ईयर. तो उस डिमांड को फुलफिल करने के लिए उसी फ्यू मंथ्स में हमें फुल प्रोडक्शन करके उसको स्टोर करना होता है. स्वेटर्स होते हैं, वुलन्स होते हैं, बहुत ऐसी चीज़ें होती हैं जो हमें विंटर्स में चाहिए, बट उसको हमें पहले से ही प्रोड्यूस करके स्टोर करना होता है. वेयर डू वी स्टोर इट? क्योंकि हमने उसको सेल करनी है. वी कैन नॉट कॉम्प्रोमाइज ऑन दिस थिंग. We cannot compromise on the quality of the goods. They have to be stored really well. So warehousing is one thing which is helping trade actually happen. इंश्योरेंस, जब आप वेयर हाउसिंग कर रहे हो, आग लग सकती है, चोरी हो सकती है, फ्लड आ सकता है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. यू हैव टू इंश्योर इट, यू हैव टू इंश्योर योर रिस्क. इंश्योरेंस, बैंकिंग एंड फाइनेंस. अभी मैंने एग्जांपल दिया था टेबल्स का. इट वाज अ ऑर्डर ऑफ 20 lakhs. आई एक्चुअली रिसीव्ड 10 to 20% of the amount from the retailers, but the rest of the amount, where, how will I receive it? It will be channelized through my bank accounts. Bank accounts also help in giving finance, loans, a lot of it. I'll read into it and I'll tell you more about it. Advertising and publicity. I am a wholesaler. Who knows it? Only when I will actually let people know it. How will I let people know it? By advertising, by doing publicity of my business of wholesale. Other activities, others like proper packing. एक सामान को यूके भेजना है, टी को यूके भेजना है, तो goods have to be really packed well. How can you afford to send loose tea? They're supposed to be packed really well. It has to, cover the seashores, through sea. It's a long way, maybe through air. So they have to be packed really well. These are very important aids. These are very important, you say, other organs of trade or other organ of commerce which is actually helping the trade happen. Okay. Okay, this is all for today's video. I'm going to explain this aids in detail in the other video. Thank you.